There are consequences to killing a god!
Why? How do you know? How do you know?
Why do you sacrifice yourself?
What's up, guys and girls? Welcome to another video. God of War Ragnarok had such an incredible ending. However, a lot happens at the end, and I'm here to explain it to you as easy as possible. To do this, I decided to ask the lead writer and the narrative director, Matt, and I did this because I didn't want to put any false information out there, and he kindly answered my questions. Before we get into it though, I appreciate a like rating on this video and a subscription because it helps the channel more than you think. Let's get right into it. First, I decided to ask him about the world Serpent. In Ragnarok, during the section with Angrboda, Loki put a soul in the serpent. That version of the serpent is the one that appeared in Ragnarok. I asked for clarification on this, and this is what he told me. He said, "The serpent is still in Midgard, just kind of sleeping. The name on the soul marble was Jormungandr. We are suggesting Jormungandr was a giant before he was placed into the serpent. So the serpent's soul comes from a whole other giant named Jormungandr, and this giant and Thor had an issue in the past. The reason why the serpent we saw in Jotunheim grew that large in scale is because of the soul that was placed in him."
When Jormungandr attacked Thor in Asgard, it seemed personal somehow. But there's no way they could have met before that, is there?
I've been pondering that, and I have a theory. We know the lad spent his time in Jotunheim learning soul magic. Perhaps the Serpent figured in.
You mean Atreus placed some other giant soul into him? Someone who already hated Thor to begin with?
Exactly! Though that doesn't narrow it down much, I grant you. I wonder if Jorm even remembers after all this time who he once was.
But our version of the serpent that we met in God of War 2018 is still in Midgard, just kind of ignoring Ragnarok. Next, I asked about the mural of Kratos dying that didn't come true at the end of the game, and what the Norns really meant. Matt broke it down for me. He said, "The Norns actually said there is no such thing as fate. It's just that people refuse to change, so their actions are predictable, which makes it seem like fate. Kratos averted his fate because he opened his heart, fought for something instead of vengeance, and spared Thor when he could have tried to kill him." This answers a lot of questions in the God of War universe. The moment Kratos changed the mural was when he told Atreus to open his heart to it. Kratos originally told Atreus to close his heart to the suffering of others, and when he realized fate was right, he, in that moment, changed fate. Once again proving nothing is set in stone and fate itself does not exist. You can always change the future because you can always change who you are. The next question was about the ending. Angrboda said Faye destroyed the mural. I asked Matt if he can clarify. This was his response. He says, "It means that Faye was the one who destroyed the far right wall mural from the wall at the end of the game in God of War 2018. She wanted them to see the journey they'd taken, but not be bound by the prediction of their fate in the future, like Atreus serving Odin, etc." For my final question, I asked about the final shrine Kratos saw. It appears Kratos seems to be worshipped. I also added that there seems to be a bluish figure behind Kratos on that final shrine. This is what he had to say about that final panel. "The larger figure behind Kratos is actually Thor standing over the dead Kratos, which was in the original mural. But since Kratos changed his fate, all of that was painted over with the new prediction of his future, where people revere Kratos. As he says to Freya/Mimir soon after, there is much to do, much to rebuild. So this new future is a statue dedicated to Kratos, the rebuilder, rather than his past as the destroyer." I admit, when I read that, I got a little choked up. The rebuilder instead of a destroyer. This story has some beautifully written moments and I just love it. And that's all I asked about. Matt, thank you so freaking much for answering these questions. Thanks to you, we have a bigger and broader understanding of the ending of God of War Ragnarok, and it's really awesome, dude. His Twitter link will be in the description. And that's all I pretty much have to say about this video. I'm gonna make more theories and more content just like this, so definitely stay tuned. Remember to hit that like button and definitely subscribe to the channel for more stuff. I'm gonna be out of here. Thank you guys and girls for listening. Deuces.
There are consequences to killing a god.
Why?